So a couple weeks ago for our anniversary show, we kind of looked back and reflected on some of the highlights of our first year podcasting. And without a doubt, one of the greatest highlights, for me personally, even has just been to getting to know new friends in the podcasting world. And a couple of those friends are without doubt Dave and Liv from Pizza and Parsecs. We now have the pleasure to welcome for the first time to our show, first time of hopefully many. But throughout the last year, we've worked together as teammates on the Red 5 network. We've crusaded for the rights of pineapples everywhere, and we've even participated in one of my favorite, most fun events I've ever done in my life, mock election. So much fun. But just wanted to say welcome, Dave and Liv, finally to From a Certain Point of View. We finally got to connect with you guys, so happy about that. Why don't you guys just start by telling us a little bit about Pizza and Parsecs, how you got started with podcasting, and what got you into all that.
Yeah, well, so first of all, thank you so much for having us. Y'all have been awesome friends to us since early on, and we are both part of the same network, but blessed to be part of the same network, and
Absolutely.
we're very grateful for that.
Yeah, thank you.
And grateful to be here today. So we are a geek and nerd podcast. We talk a lot about, primarily, like, if our podcast had a home, our home would be within the Star Wars and Harry Potter universe, probably.
Yeah.
That's generally where we come back to.
It would be in like Orlando. That would be our home.
Yeah, exactly. Our home would be in Orlando, between galaxies.
That's where I want to live.
World.
Exactly.
But so we started this podcast back in January, late January, early February. Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere around there.
But when we were dating, we had kind of talked a lot about potentially doing one because we both love podcasts, and one of them that we follow also has had a big YouTube personality as well. We watched a lot of Jenna Marbles, and we loved her and Julian, and we're like, we could do that, but we can talk about nerdy stuff. It'll be awesome. So one day we went to Nukes, and we started to try to come up with names, and then we're like, okay, let's do this right now.
And just jump in. That's the best way to do it.
So we got all the infrastructure set up, and we're thinking, okay, we got to start off strong. We have to come up with a good, strong episode that people are going to be super interested in. So what did we do? We went out and we watched Little Women.
It's still a great episode.
I just think it's funny that that's like our intro episode. It's like Little Women, starting off our geek podcast strong.
Hey, it was a good movie. It was a fantastic movie. Well done.
But obviously we talk about pretty much everything, including Little Women. Talk a lot about DC as well. We're big DC Batman fans, and Star Wars is, of course, one of our homes, and Harry Potter as well. So
awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
So it is a lot of fun.
How about the name? I've been curious about the name Pizza and Parsecs ever since I heard of you guys, and I still don't think I have an answer to that one.
Dave literally we were sitting at Nukes, and he was like, all right, what do you think about Pizza and Parsecs? So, like, that's the name. That's it. It just
that's
came
easy.
to him. We love pizza. We love Star Wars.
Hey,
and alliteration is always awesome. So
I love it.
Alliteration is always
together.
Awesome.
Exactly.
I see what you did there. That's really cool. And like you guys said, you talk about everything. I think I got Josh into the show by the Matrix episodes, which were absolutely incredible. I
was blown away by that.
Yeah.
I loved those episodes, diving deep into that stuff, and I am actually doing another Matrix rewatch because of those episodes.
Nice.
Those were a lot of fun. We had so many awesome guests on there. Cam Ray, who did your music, was a big highlight for us. Michelle and Natalie as well. And in the last episode, we got a bunch of awesome contributions as well.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think that really got us super, super hyped for wanting to put more of that kind of content out as well, like really deep diving. And while we're not doing too much of that with all of the new stuff that's been going on in our lives, we're excited to kick that back off once everything neutralizes and get back into deep diving, finding those small, minute details that people might miss that cause us to fall in love with different nerd stuff.
Yeah, and I will certainly be looking forward to that. And also, your deep dive into the Matrix kind of inspired an idea that I wanted Adam and I to do, and that is looking at the mythology of Star Wars and the mythology of the Mandalorian, and kind of diving deep into those things that inspired those stories. So we're excited about that.
That's awesome.
Coming up.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I can't. Yeah. Nice. I love mythology type stuff and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this week it was Thanksgiving in the U.S., which means that a lot of us were feasting. But while we're doing that, we also should be kind of taking some time to celebrate what makes us happy enough to be able to sit down and have a feast and enjoy company like that. So we wanted to kind of talk about some of these things with Dave and Liv, and we wanted to approach this as Star Wars fans. You guys do all kinds of stuff, so just as entertainment in general, and then it's just stuff that we're thankful for as humans, as people. So this is a Star Wars show. Let's start with Star Wars. What are we thankful for in terms of this particular franchise? We just spent a little bit talking about what made Mandalorian Chapter 13 so cool and how much we appreciate some of that stuff. But what makes us thankful to be Star Wars fans?
I think, and this is probably going to go across the board for all of us, I think, but I'll say it. I think it's the community around Star Wars. Like, just thinking about this entire Twitter community that we have out there, everybody that we talk about. But I mean, the opportunities that you have to geek out about this world that was created back in the 70s and getting to talk about space wizards and aliens with people across the United States and becoming friends with them and doing not just Star Wars stuff. I mean, the election thing, so much fun. I randomly laugh every now and then just thinking about Camray and him advocating for trench foot.
That particular part, I knew you were going to say that. That particular part just cracks me up every time.
But it's stuff like that, right? This entire community is by and large very welcoming and accepting, and the fact that we get to be a part of it and get to meet new people and be friends with awesome folks and geek out about it is just awesome. And I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, I just have to piggyback off that. I think it's definitely the community. It's definitely the opportunities to show, at least for me, and I'm going to go all like, I'm in empowerment for a second, but
it's great. Yeah.
There's always been that stigma of like, oh, girls don't get to like the nerdy stuff like superheroes and Star Wars and all of those like manly things, like at least when I was growing up. So it's really nice to have a community, especially of women who love these things just as much as I do, and I can hit them up after watching The Mandalorian and be like, hey, Michelle and Natalie, what did you think? What are your opinions? Like, what's going on? Because there's other women who feel that way, and getting to have that community with other women is really, really solid.
Absolutely.
We're talking about Ahsoka right now. Like one of the, I mean, for me, one of the strongest characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is a woman. Like that representation there as well, which feels weird coming from dude here, but I think it's cool.
It's really.
Sorry, bro.
I hear you, Dave. I'm with you because I think Star Wars has some of the greatest strong female characters.
I mean, starting with Leia.
Starting with Leia. Yeah. I mean,
it's so nonsensical that stigma was even out there that this was like a boys franchise ever, because you start with Leia, who is like one of the strongest female characters in cinema. Not just up to that point in cinema, one of the strongest female characters that we'd seen up to and it makes no sense that was ever a thing, but sadly it was.
Right.
But,
yeah.
But you get the stigma of, well, boys get the lightsabers, girls get the blasters. I'm like,
yeah.
But lightsabers are cooler.
But
like,
then
come on.
I know.
Ahsoka's got 2. Ventress had 2.
Yeah, look, all the women had 2
Speaking of
lightsabers.
that, I forgot to mention this in the review we did for the Jedi episode. That was some of the best lightsaber action I might have ever seen. Was Ahsoka just taking those guys out in the beginning, and that was just awesome.
It's efficient.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, and I know Josh and we both have daughters, only daughters. So I've been slowly introducing mine to this type of stuff because there's so much in this for her, and like you talked about, and being part of the Red 5 network has been so cool because not only we have you guys, we have Michelle Natalie, WSTR, there's Nerd Herder, Salty Nerd, all of these shows with just wonderful female hosts, and just so cool to be a part of that because it's not just guys talking stuff,
Yeah,
Right.
it's very refreshing for sure.
Out here too.
But like I don't,
perspective.
And like I said before, I don't know why that was ever a stigma. It blows my mind because with Leia, and then the prequels, there's so many awesome female Jedi in those. Not just female Jedi, but you have Padme, and then everyone gets a lightsaber there. It just makes no sense to me. But it has been there, and I don't know why. So. But yeah, Community for me, we've mentioned this on this show before, but I was shocked just how quickly, after we started a show last November or October, whatever it was, I was shocked just how quickly everyone was like, okay, cool, welcome, and we're going to listen to this. I never expected that, I thought we would have like some close friends and family that might check it out once in a while, and then, to speak to this community around the show, around Star Wars, around stuff like that, everyone was just like so quick to welcome us and to like have us be part of this thing for being a brand new show. I never expected that, and it was so cool. You mentioned the community. We have our Discord server, which I love being a part of now, and I spend more time on there than I do on Twitter anymore, just because it's so there's so many cool people that have joined there that we get to know better, and that is, by the way, anyone out there listening, that is a free thing. You can join and just hang out, and it's just a lot of fun to hang out in there, with these people that we've gotten to know, that are now very good friends of mine, real friends of mine. So
yeah, I mean, I think I have to echo what you guys are saying in terms of community. I think it's been a very positive experience for me as well, and I just love having, I think we're in a time right now when we're being kind of asked to disconnect from each other, at least during this pandemic for obvious reasons. But I think Star Wars gives us a way to connect in other ways, and I think Star Wars has always been there for people going through tough times, even starting back in the original trilogy and everything, and whether it was a war or whatever else it might be, a pandemic. And I think once again, Star Wars is there for us with the Mandalorian right now, and this gift of the child and Grogu that we now know is his name, and just kind of uniting people behind Star Wars again. And I think it's just a wonderful thing. I mean, it connects families, it connects friends, it connects people online. I just think it's just wonderful, and I'm very thankful for Star Wars because it's more than just a movie or a TV show or a franchise, So
Definitely.
Yep.
indeed, well said. So I think that about covers Star Wars, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to drop in real quick.
Star Wars is awesome.
Yeah, Star Wars is pretty cool.
It is.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Meh.
Meh.
Fair enough. Now, I know Pizza and Parsecs isn't just about Star Wars. We've talked about that already. Josh and I have kind of started branching out a little bit. Josh put out a YouTube video about Wonder Woman 84, so that's kind of a project that we're working on here. Kind of starting to branch out just a tiny bit. So, what are we thankful for outside of Star Wars? Still in the realm of entertainment. What are you guys thankful for just being geeks, nerds?
I'm thankful for HBO Max.
Yes, indeed.
That is all.
Well, what do you watch on HBO Max?
Everything. Teen Titans, Doom Patrol. We're getting Wonder Woman 84. We're getting Wonder Woman. We have the Snyder Cut. I'm thankful for HBO Max. Period.
And the Harley Quinn show as well.
Oh yeah, I forget about that one.
Yeah.
It still kind of cheeses me off that DCU just kind of became what it was because of HBO Max, but whatever. It was something.
What a time to be alive, where we have so much out there right now too.
I don't know. It was just I guess it was just something DCU was probably just kind of doomed from the start. I don't know. Just being part of Warner Brothers and HBO, that type of stuff. I guess. Yeah.
We're trying to get their footing.
Yeah.
I think they're successfully making a comeback.
Well,
in my opinion.
they're kind of repurposing and doing more like the comics now, right?
Yeah, they're coming out with a bunch more content in that realm, but they're also, I feel like they're covering their tracks in the sense of putting out really good television TV series. Like Doom Patrol is really setting a standard that reminds me of comics.
Right.
We're looking at Wonder Woman. That's also that movie is of all the DC movies. I truly believe that Wonder Woman is by far the best DC movie they've come out with so far, and that set a standard for everything that has come behind it. Which is, I think, I give a lot of crap to some of the earlier movies that they had, but I think they're finally realizing where their niche is and they're falling in it.
Yeah. And I meant more like DCU is like the service itself, the subscription service that Doom Patrol started. The Doom Patrol started on and then got moved to.
You can now get Titans on
that
HBO
type of stuff.
Max, so it's
I know. I mean, those shows were so good, and I loved having that DCU subscription, and it just kind of upset me that it kind of got gutted for the live action stuff, and it is what it is, I guess.
Oh.
But yeah, no, the DC shows, Doom Patrol is some of the funniest stuff I have ever seen.
It's so good.
So good. I'm rewatching it with my best friend.
Yeah. It is
solid.
Absolutely worth a watch. It's very not kid friendly, by the way. So, it's a PG show. Don't let the kids watch that one. Same thing with Titans. It's amazing. Also is a Batman show and is not kid friendly. Kind of a Batman show, not kid friendly. So just be careful out there, everyone. But those shows are amazing. Really good stuff coming from DC.
And the Harley Quinn show too.
I haven't got a chance to check that out. But I've heard
it's so good.
I've heard it's funny,
so good.
That's
not a family show.
Kaylee
Don't let the kids watch it.
That's the one that Kaylee Cuoco voices, right?
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I haven't got a chance to check that one out yet, but I've heard nothing but good things. So
it's fun.
It's really good.
So yeah, grateful for a lot in the area, and there's really good shows on Netflix right now too. Queen's Gambit was a recent one that we blew through, and that was
like 3 days. We watched all of the Queen's Gambit. And those are like hour-long episodes. It was good.
Nice.
Sorry, I think I interrupted you.
No.
I echo some of that stuff for sure, especially when it comes to Wonder Woman 84. And I think the decision to keep it on Christmas and to even simultaneously release it in the theater and on HBO Max. So for people who want to stay home, they can watch it on HBO Max. But for people who do want to venture to the theater and, they can do that. I think I'm thankful for them giving us that choice because I miss the movie theaters. Tenet was the last one I saw in theaters, and I love that. And just nothing replaces the theater experience for me. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm definitely thankful for Netflix because recently watched all of Cobra Kai and absolutely love that show, and gave me all the 80s vibes that I love to get in the absence of Stranger Things right now, which I'm looking forward to season 4 of that one as well.
Nice. I mean, as far as what I'm thankful for, definitely having like all these options now to watch, because it's a heck of a time to be alive for nerds. Streaming services, there's never been more to watch, which is also a little overwhelming, but super cool. Because we didn't ever get, I'm going to tie this back to Star Wars, but we never got Star Wars content like this before, with, the TV shows that we're getting. Go to talk about DC, we've never kind of gotten that type of stuff before with these live action shows where we can branch out and do things like Doom Patrol, and not just do the Batman, Superman, Justice League thing all the time. You look at what Marvel's doing now, which is going to be bolstered again by Disney Plus. There's a lot to take in. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad for content like that, because for me, it's always allowed me to kind of explore real world. I had a friend one time that said the best sci-fi explores real world issues without ever making it real world, and so I'm glad to have so much content out there that does that, type of thing, where we can learn about things, where I can even use some things to maybe kind of show my daughter and say, check this out. What do you think of this? Show her Ahsoka and say, check her out because this is a pretty cool hero. So many different options out there to kind of learn from and watch and teach and just have fun with and grow with.
But
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So, with that all said, finally, we're just humans here. We're just people. I know, Dave and Liv, you both have something to maybe be thankful for this year. That no matter what Camray says, is still pretty adorable. What are we thankful for this year in general? Just as humans.
Marriage.
True love. I'm super, super thankful for my husband.
Yeah.
It's really cool to get to call him that now. It's really cool to, I don't have to leave at the end of every day. He's the one who leaves at the end of every day and goes to bed. But just getting to experience this new season of life with him as husband and wife is really cool, and I'm really, really thankful for that. And getting in, I'm gonna be selfish for a second, getting to walk into a new season of my passion and starting a new business and starting a new company, and him being there as my husband through this is, I couldn't do it any other way, and I'm just really thankful for him.
Nothing selfish about that.
All of that, but
reversed.
But reversed. Yeah.
Oh, you started a new company too, Dave.
No,
awesome.
I didn't.
He started a new he's running.
Right.
Half
Training.
marathon.
I committed to a half marathons. But so yeah, it used to be that I would be grateful for all the big S: friends, faith, family, fitness, fiance, no particular order. But that the last one has changed to the big W, the wife. So that's obviously obviously I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I'm healthy. 2020 has been the most tactful word that I've heard it called is a dumpster fire.
Yes.
Yes, it has.
So I'm grateful that I've managed to kind of stay healthy, and that I hope I continue to stay healthy throughout this. I hope that we continue to stay healthy throughout all of us here. And just I mean, Thanksgiving, being able to get to spend this holiday with you, this seasons of gratitude, and getting to spend that not only with you, but with some of our closest friends, our chosen family, if you will. And not a few days later, some of our other chosen family, good friends, Josh and Adam, of a certain point of view.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so much to be grateful for, I feel like, for us right now.
Right.
And that kind of outshines the dumpster fire of 2020.
Right. And I think, I'm grateful for the fact that, the pandemic, yes, is horrible, and we're all tired of sitting at home. We're all tired of like being stuck or feeling stuck. But selfishly, I'm really impressed by the way groups like us, from a certain point of view, Red 5, Pizza and Parsecs, Force of Light, all of us have like taken advantage of, oh, well, let's keep putting out content. Let's do something about it. And we have seen a really cool influx of people listening and wanting to hear more from us. And we could be talking about the silliest things and put out an episode that's like, hey, we've been gone for a while. Here's what we've been doing. And people have a positive response to it. Like, this is a prime time to be selfless in a selfish world. So I'm grateful that I get to do that with people like you guys and, like friends all in the Red 5 network that are very selfless in wanting to provide something.
I'm glad you said that, Liv, because my perspective on this year has kind of been, it's what we've made of it this whole time, and of course there hasn't been a lot of very fun things to do in 2020, but we found some fun things to do. We found ways to make it good. So this whole year is kind of a matter of perspective, a certain point of view, if you will, and I've had a great year. I think, like I said, I miss a lot of things and frustrated by a lot of things, but I've met so many great people this year, and I've found so many friends, and me and my family, we've been through a little bit of a health scare the last couple of weeks with me and my dad, but we're all okay. We're all here, and not everybody has been that lucky. I understand that. But again, for me, it feels kind of weird to sit back and say 2020 has been so bad when so many good things have happened to me. So I love that you put it that way,
Yeah, I mean, I'm very thankful for all the things that have kept me sane during this time, because I'm not really good with isolation and being, I love being around people. I love connections and being connected to people. So I'm very thankful for this whole Star Wars community that we're a part of, just like you guys mentioned. I'm thankful for a church that has been doing a great job with streaming, that we've been able to, when we haven't been able to go in person, that we've been able to watch online. And I'm thankful for my family of three, my wife Brittany and our daughter Sydney. I'm just so thankful for our little family of three, and for my friends like Adam and a couple other friends, where we get together and watch The Mandalorian, and it's just nice to be able to do that. And of course, my other family members and everything. And Dave, to echo what you said about running, running is definitely something that has kept me, sane this year too, because it had been a long time since I had done a decent amount of running, and I got back into it this year because I just had more time to do it. And so that's been a blessing too, to be able to do that. So yeah, I think those are my things that I'm thankful for.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything they want to tack on? Okay. I'm done with the mushy stuff. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
I'm a mushy person.